Okay, let's talk about the difference between an avoidant discard and a breakup in a securely attached dynamic. The word discard is one of the most common descriptors that my clients use when they're explaining how they feel after being broken up with by an avoidant, by someone with an avoidant attachment style. And while it is excruciating, it is really important to understand the difference so that you can give yourself some peace and you can depersonalize. So when we're in a relationship with someone who has an avoidant attachment style, typically what you're going to see are three hallmarks. You're going to see what I call tripping the avoidance wire, where there's some kind of up level in commitment and vulnerability and intimacy. So getting a pet together, talking about the future, moving in, meeting families, and that's when you'll start to notice a slow withdrawal and coldness and a lack of connection. The second hallmark is usually a lack of conflict. So not a lot of big emotions. No, this person is probably not coming to you saying that they have these issues in the relationship that they're wanting to work through. If anything, they're probably acting very copacetic. Nothing's wrong, no big deal, but you can tell that something is off. They're just not warm and fuzzy anymore, but they're also not bringing up problems. And then the third hallmark is going to be the breakup itself, which is, again, typically not going to be something explosive. It's probably going to be something like, I just can't get there with you. I don't think I'm in love with you, or I'm not sure, or I'm just not ready to be in a relationship, or something that feels very vague and ambiguous and does not at all seem to reflect how the relationship started and how close the two of you were. So when you have those three elements, typically you feel very discarded afterwards. But the gift of understanding the science of of the nervous system and attachment wounds and subconscious programming is that when you see this cluster of data, it can really help you realize you're part of this cycle. It's not you, other than you are the person who is triggering their fear of vulnerability and intimacy. Now, I'm not saying there aren't dynamics where maybe you did. I mean, of course, in every relationship, both people contribute to the issues that there are. I mean, I'm not saying that the person who's in a relationship with an avoidant always gets away scot-free and has no responsibility. But I am saying when you have specifically that feeling of being discarded and those other elements, probably the overarching issue isn't that you did something wrong or that you screwed up or what have you, but instead that you are probably talking about something that was much deeper and much bigger and came from their nervous system dysregulation and, again, their subconscious programming. And while that doesn't make it feel good, it's still extremely painful. Hopefully that can give you some solace and again, that depersonalization. And the difference with a secure breakup is that in a secure breakup, you're actually going to have a lot more information. So, right, we're talking with the avoidant, you probably don't have a lot of information throughout the relationship. You didn't realize how much they were struggling. They were not communicating what was really going on with them. And again, you get this sort of like bizarre, cold discard shutdown at the end without a lot of information. In a secure breakup, you're probably going to get a lot more clarity. You will know what the fundamental dynamics were throughout, what the fundamental points of conflict were, where you were not seeing eye to eye. There's probably therapy trying to work through it, communicate better. And then there's probably also a lot more information that you get in the breakup itself where you're like, okay, this is really painful, but I can see what you're saying. I can see where we were not working and this makes sense even if I don't want it. So I hope that helps with feeling that sense of discard and maybe getting some clarity, understanding around it.